first thing we're going to do to the project bike is just give her a nice wash and see if we can remove some of this plasti dip by doing some pressure washing to see what the condition of the plastics are. All right, let's get going. So while my son is using some elbow grease to wash the 250 off, did some YouTube research and I'm gonna try to see if this stuff can just help melt away some of that plasti dip. So looks like they just put plasti dip everywhere. Plastics, the pipe, swing arm, the engine. So we'll just see how it works. All right, so after cleaning her off, looks like everything that was powder coated, sorry, not powder coated, everything that was plasti dipped was also painted purple underneath, like I expected, but it's everywhere. And yes, we didn't get all the plasti dip off, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna send the motor off to get vapor blasted, the frame to get powder coated, and the swing arm to get powder coated, so not a big deal. So yeah, that's the start of it. I'm gonna just start her up, go for a quick ride, and then tear the whole bike apart. I'm gonna finally start taking her apart, and instead of just doing a full normal restore, I'm gonna try to do kind of a resto mod. I'm gonna see if these forks from a 2006 YZ250, I have the triple clamps from the 450 over there, and mainly obviously for the high performance or higher performing forks and suspension, but I also have the spare set of wheels that are more common than these wheel sets. So I'm also going to order new plastics, and if the front end of the 450 works, obviously I will have to order a different front fender, and let's see, obviously a seat cover. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just take off the front end, and let's mock up the front end of the 450 onto this 93 steel frame YZ250. All right, I got the bars off, which are pretty simple. It's just these 4 10mm bolts. But this steering stem nut for this old YZ is surprisingly large. So this is a 32mm. Let's see if I can get it to focus. And it doesn't even come close. It looks like a 36, 34, 36. So I'm gonna have to pause this front end part for now and work on the rear. So I'm going to try to take the swing arm off and see if the 450 swing arm and shock bolt end. So yeah, I will show you that when I take it all apart. Alright, just a quick update. Got the subframe off. Obviously the plastics. Got the old shock off. And actually I mocked up the shock of the YZ250 2006 and it bolts right up. Obviously the spring rates and the valving is all different, which will all get redone anyway. But the shock body itself looks to be very similar. And I'll go ahead and put a side by side up on the screen. Very similar. Very similar dimensions. Very similar in general. So clearly just a matter of valving and spring rate. So I went ahead and bought a socket to remove this. It ended up being a 1 5/8. I believe a 40 millimeter would also work, but my local auto parts store did not have a 40 millimeter in stock, so I had to buy a 1 5/8, and it had just worked fine, so no big deal. Now I'm going to finish taking off the front end, and I'm going to see if the triple clamps from the YZ450 will work. Again, this is triple clamps from a 2006 YZ450 and should have and will fit with the SSS forks. Unbelievable. It fits. Sweet. Look at that. Now let's order some new bearings and we can finish stripping this down so we can send the motor off to get vapor blasted and the frame off to get powder coated. Here's a motor out of the bike. Purple spray paint. It is now going to be taken to Cody Miller's shop, or CM Off-Road, to get vapor blasted. This thing should look brand new when I come back, or when I get it back.